guys, it's Optimal. How's everyone doing? Good, good, good. I hope on this lovely day. It's not a lovely day here. Anyway, today I'm reviewing another fragrance by Imaginary Authors. This one is called Yesterday, Haze. As I always say, I'm a big fan of this brand. I like what they do. I like their concepts. I like the fact that they often have a fantasy note in their fragrance that's kind of not really there, but it is. You can imagine it. And all of them are based on a fictional author, as well as the story. And this one is based on a story about a lady who lives in California who had an affair. It's on a farm, I think, or in an orchard, and she had an affair with one of her staff for 10 years, and she decides to come clean to her husband. And it's about memories of yesterday, it's about lazy, hazy days, and yeah, that's it. That's all I can say about that part of it. I will tell you what the notes are. So, I have my little bookmark sprayer thing they have, which I absolutely love. So this one has in it fig, iris, cream, tonka, tree bark, walnut bitters, and orchard dust. And the imaginary author is Lenora Bloomberg, which sounds to me like kind of like a Harry Potter character, like Lenora Sparks or something like that. She sounds like a wizard or a witch. Anyway, it says, the little tagline of the fragrance is, just as sunsets are more beautiful on hazy days, so too are the memories of yesterday. Aw, how cute. So, I've worn this loads of times. I've really got to know it. I love it. It's really cool. It's up there among my favourites from the brand. And the way it smells is really, really cool. So, when I first spray it, I get an instant and very short-lived, almost hyper-realistic blast of walnut. I get this nuttiness straight away that's like, whoa! It really kind of feels like you're smelling walnut to me. But it's really short-lived. It's literally 10 seconds on me, and then the walnut just kind of melts into the blend. It disappears. But the main things you can really smell in this, there's a couple of main characteristics, and those are fig, cream, and woods. So the fig in this is really, really great. Fig can come in many forms in fragrances. It can come from the leaves, where it feels to me a little bit like nettles, like buttery nettles. Sometimes you get the tree, sometimes you get the fruit. And the fig in this is, to me, it's more on the fruity side. And sometimes fig can step into coconut territory. It can sometimes give off a slight coconutty feel, and in this fragrance it does. So at first you really feel the fig and you feel the cream. The cream is also very hyper-realistic to me, and the cream is almost tangible in this fragrance. You can almost taste it, which is great. It acts as a blanket. It kind of envelops the other notes and softens the edges of everything without being super gourmand. But it is a very sweet fragrance. It's very sweet from the fig, it's very sweet from the cream, but it isn't vanillic sweet. It's a creamy, fruity, verging on coconutty fig sweet at first, with that blast of walnut that just disappears. I wish it stayed longer. It is really fun, but alas, that's what my skin does. The other main characteristic of this fragrance is the woods. So the woods in here, to me, feel very typical of Imaginary Authors. They have this, the base of their fragrances. I say this in every review, but I don't know if you guys have seen any others. If this is your first video of mine you're watching, welcome. But they have this character. It's almost a little bit rough and a little bit scratchy, the woody tones in their fragrances, and even the ones that don't have the woods in it feel like that as well. It's just their style, it's their thing, that's what they do, it's the feel of their fragrances, it's kind of like their signature. You know you're wearing an Imaginary Authors fragrance because they have this feeling of something just a little bit rough around the edges. And the woods in here are just really, really cool. They are almost warm, and the whole fragrance, the whole thing really conjures up an image and really evokes a feeling for me, which is always a bonus when you're wearing a fragrance. And this to me really feels autumnal. It transports me to being in autumn, and I picture somebody on an orchard, on a big farm, on a porch, in a rocking chair in autumn with the leaves just browning. It's a hazy day, and I know it says it's got orchard dust in it. That's the kind of fantasy note that's in this. I don't even know what that would be. What on earth is orchard dust? I don't know. but they do really paint a picture with their fragrances, and that's why they're so fun. You can let your own imagination run really wild when you smell them, and I have a real strong image of just this person. I don't even know who they are. I can't even picture what their age is, but it's definitely a lady. And she's just sitting there whiling away the hours among this beautiful orchard in autumn. And it's just got a lovely sweetness, like she might be baking something in the kitchen. It's kind of like that, like, I don't know, that's the only way I can put it. That's the image, and it really evokes that feeling for me, and I love that about it. You can really feel the cream all the way through this. You can feel the cream even when it's dry. And I've noticed, one second, that when you waft it, because obviously I'm wearing it on skin, but I've sprayed it on here and wafted it, it's like you can feel the cream more when it permeates the air. So it's definitely the creamiest fragrance I've tried from their line. I've tried all of them now, apart from 3, which is Orchidee, Terrible Orchidee, Mosaic, and Whispered Myths. I've not tried those, but all the others I have. This one is, to me, the imaginary author's take on a gourmand, without it being so overly sweet. It is sweet, but it's not, it's just enough. There is a kind of edge to it, if you know what I mean. It's a bit of a tough one, but it's really, really lovely. So yeah, to sum it up, that's what you get. You get an almost coconutty, creamy fig with these lovely brown, autumnal kind of woods and a nuttiness. And it's really fun. And they say that you should wear it in daytime and let it translate into night. I see this as a kind of afternoon, autumn or fall type of fragrance, and I absolutely love it. So anyway, what else to say? Oh, of course, the longevity. As with imaginary authors, you always get good longevity out of them. I do personally. I get 8 hours upwards with these. And this one isn't one of the super morphers from the line. There are ones that do change a lot. This one kind of holds on to its feeling for most of the time. I would say that it kind of gets a little bit sweeter when it dries, but mainly you can really feel everything that's listed here, which is great. I love it when they list notes and you can really feel the entire list. You can really feel what's going on. So that's my review of Yesterday Haze by Imaginary Authors. I hope you liked it. I'm Sean Malone. Click my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another review. Goodbye.